pets, the animals that come into our lives, are part of the spiritual journey that you have here on the planet if you do have pets. Depending on how deep of a relationship you can communicate or you can develop with an animal, through the bonding with a dog or a cat or a snake, etc., you'll begin to realize that these animals are, in a sense, physical versions, physical manifestations of spirit guides. They teach us things. They are our companions. Many times, should I say that? What I'm getting at is many people don't have the spiritual depth or the emotional depth or the mental intuitiveness to be able to sense the subtle vibratory permeations that animals project onto our energetic bodies when we have a pet. So essentially what I'm attempting to say is many people have dogs or cats, snakes, lizards, all sorts of reptiles, etc., but due to their lack of emotional, or what I'd be better to say, due to their lack of maturity on the higher planes of the emotional bodies, the etheric bodies, the astral bodies, the aura, Merkaba, etc., due to their lack of vitality in these parts of their physical, spiritual physiology, they never develop an actual relationship with a dog or a cat, or any type of pet for that matter. So Kundalini really allows us to begin to see into the hidden dimensions that are constantly, they're everywhere around us, but due to our immaturity on the spiritual levels, due to the fact that we have damaged auras, damaged etheric bodies, etc., we never see just how alive and conscious the animals and the plants and the trees and the water and the clouds are here in this physical dimension on Earth. And we can thank the Matrix for severing our connection to the natural world by replacing our natural connection with nature in the circadian rhythms of nature. They've replaced it with a transhumanism reality of technologica and processed foods, lack of sunlight, geoengineering, chemtrail aerosols, solar radiation management, polluted water. Control is the name of the game here right now in the United States of America and worldwide. And yes, there are some parts of the world where the Matrix hasn't completely adulterated, but let me tell you, they're next on the list. So I hope that this channel can inspire you to start caring about the planet and start caring about your mother, the planet. And again, the average person will go their entire life here in the Matrix thinking that they are the most intelligent of species, that the human is some exalted incarnation that can use animals at their bidding as tools, etc. But I'm here to tell you that's not the truth. See, the Matrix has done something very ingenious. It's actually disconnected your connection emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, telepathically, aurically, merkabically, etc. They've severed your connection to the natural world. So you can't see auras around plants any longer. You cannot pick up and receive and transmit and telecommunicate the telekinetic permeations that vibrate off the energetic bodies and souls of animals and trees, plants, rocks, dirt. Everything in this dimension is highly conscious. Oh, what are you talking about, bro? That's not true, man. Everything is nothing, blah, blah, blah. Rocks aren't conscious. Dirt's not conscious. What are you talking about, bro? Are you some type of hippie? It's easy for an individual who's never had an experience with what I'm talking about. What I'm trying to say is it's easy to think something that I'm talking about isn't true when you haven't had any form of experience in life to prove the efficacy of what I'm talking about. But I am here to tell you that trees have auras, trees have spirits. There's animal spirits, animal guides, the ancestors. Your ancestors are always around you, watching over you, trying to, well, not trying to, they do manipulate the circumstances in your life to try to keep you on the right path. So there's all these spirit guides around us, all these animal totems, your ancestors, etc. They are in your DNA. They're part of your experience as a physical human, spiritually, on all levels. But the Matrix has taught us to worship and venerate and give our time to some idealized God that we know nothing about. So, part of my problem with religion is no one I've ever met within the religious world can explain the mechanics of how God works. And let me believe you, I believe in God, but I do not believe in the version of God that these Catholic, Christian, and etc. churches out here are pushing on the people. And, one of the largest reasons why I don't follow the church is due to my studies of what the churches have done. Not only that, but I look at the people who go to these events and they don't harbor any ether. They don't harbor any light. They don't project any auric magnificence. They don't have any electrical charge in their eyes. They seem dim. And in my opinion, any religion that makes its followers dimmer and harbor less soul force and less magnetic electrical energy, chi, I'm not going to follow that religion. Although I do think that many people mean well by following these religions. It's just unfortunate that so many well-meaning people get duped by the system lords who've constructed these religions to actually put patches over your energetic body due to your forfeit of mental integrity. Shouldn't say mental integrity. When you believe in many of these concepts that these preachers are teaching people, it puts your mind into a belief system that keeps you in a limited state of expression or of awareness and of consciousness. So when you believe something so rigidly that you can't ever open up yourself to other ideologies and other opinions, you're being controlled. That's the definition of being controlled. When you can't be open up, when you can't open up from the tightened state of your consciousness so that you can receive information from outside sources. So where was I going with that religion thing? It's just, there's a whole entire world around us called Earth, in the form of plants, trees, birds, monkeys and shit, sharks, whales, coral. All this stuff is living. And, back in the Garden of Eden, which is a metaphor that I use to explain the proper way of living here on the planet, we were supposed to live in this massive garden and experience the magical experiences that it had to offer human consciousness for growth. So we were actually supposed to use nature and learn from nature and the spirits and the trees, etc. We were supposed to learn about ourselves through the interaction with nature on the astral planes, the physical planes, the auric planes, etc. And through that we experienced evolution. I'm getting tingles all over my body when I say this because the ancestors are here and they're allowing me to transmit this message unto you. See, I can feel spirits heavily. I am very intuitive to energy, and certain messages I came here to give to the public about the fact that we are living in violation to the laws of nature. We are living in violation to the laws of this planet, to the spiritual laws of Mother Earth. See, the Earth has a chakra system. The Earth has an aura. The Earth has a Merkaba. It has a energetic field around it that we are supposed to live in tandem and in unison with through the activation of our energetic field, our chakra system, etc. We are supposed to be earthers who live in this Garden of Eden and learn from it. We learn about ourselves through the interaction of nature. We learn about ourselves through interacting spiritually with animals. When you look at an animal when your sacred space of your heart is activated and you have a toroidal field activated, when you look at an animal, when your Merkaba is truly activated and you have that Kundalini energy moving up your system, opening up your pineal gland, and your Uraeus is activated, when you achieve your nimbus, when you achieve your halo, and you go out and you interact with nature, watch how animals react to your presence. They can pick up, that's how animals communicate. They can pick up on subtle energies. And I can't even call a person with their Merkaba activated, I can't even call that subtle energy, because that's monumental energy. But they can pick up on subtle energies. And when you go out into nature with the Merkaba activated, it's like you're like, whoa, one of those humans still exists? One of those activated ones? Holy shit, there's hope on the planet. See, and through interacting with these animals communicate with other ancestral spirits that they're connected to. And when you interact with an animal in that state of consciousness, miracles happen. Walk up to a deer, for instance, and pet it. It's just we've literally fallen so far from our true state, and it's obvious to those of us who can have eyes to see it, because we can look at, I can go out on a hike and see someone try to approach the cow, and the cow just starts stomping its feet or looking angry. It's because the cow knows that the person's programmed. But most people are too arrogant and too programmed to ever even uncover the fact that they're programmed. So they think that, why is the cow angry at me? Oh, fuck nature. People are like that, even though the cow is trying to teach you something. You're disobeying the laws of nature, and you have no electrical conductivity in your Merkaba or any of that. So, animals, I started off by talking about how our animals, our pets, are literally physical manifestations of our spirit guides. So it's important that we develop relationships with our pets, because our pets, if we're open enough to the subtle if we can be open up, if we can open up ourselves to be able to receive the information that animals are trying to teach us, we can stimulate evolution. Because like I said earlier, we learn from the animals, we learn from the trees, we learn from the plants, we learn from the spirit, the elementals, we learn from the spirit of air, the angels of air, the angels of the sun, of fire, of water, of earth. But we literally are living in a matrix, a control grid. And the biggest, I'm trying to do my best to stimulate people and to get people excited about regaining their health. And I try to get people excited and inspired to try to have their own unique Kundalini experiences, and experience the higher dimensions, experience the angelic realms of the Godhead, etc. Trying to constantly teach people the importance of consuming clean water, man. If you can't get clean water and all you have is tap water, take that tap water and put it in a glass jar and leave it outside for 24 hours. Get that bad boy some sunlight. Get it some moonlight. There's always something that you could be doing to take action. But many people are like turtles that have been rolled back on their shells, and they can't pick themselves up. They can't that's a metaphor, but they can't get back on their feet. So, the system is a control grid. There's many different engrams and different thought processes that have been embedded into our subconscious minds that our conscious mind it can't grasp. So in order for us to unprogram and get back to nature and get back to spiritual consciousness, which is our true consciousness, we're going to first have to not only cleanse the physical body, but we need to cleanse the mind. And the beautiful thing about cleansing the physical body is it has an effect on the mind. So start cleansing. Go on like a 40-day fast, or go on, just start becoming a vegan. Start drinking distilled water and watch what happens in 2 months. You're going to start noticing things differently. I can't say that this is going to be the same for you. I've been doing this for over 6 years. So I've gone through a ton of different changes with my health. And, I've had my ups and downs. But, you're going to have that if you want to transition to a state of being that is you. We're not meant to eat 3 times a day and be pigs and eat grease and cooked foods, processed foods from all over the world. We're not supposed to be mixing these foods and drinking dirty water, sodas. We're not supposed to be inside for 8 hours a day, working and being a slave. We were put here to experience the magic that God had to teach us through interaction with nature and the spirits in the celestial realm. There's a whole realm of life painted upon the blackness of space. But many of us, we don't even look up anymore. We're too busy looking at the computers or looking down at our dicks or doing this or doing that. Many of us are too preoccupied with the system that by the time you're 40, if you haven't unplugged, good luck. And I'm not talking about, oh man, I think I'm unplugged because I'm like a new age person. No. Enlightenment is not some easy fix. It's not some item on the dollar menu. No. It's not instant gratification. And in fact, to actually become enlightened, what that means is that you are now so brilliant through the activation of the Kundalini Uraeus and through the subtle bodies being activated, your doshas, the Merkaba, the aura, the nimbus. When this happens, you can now project light into the world around you and you can see through all the manipulation. So enlightenment allows you to permeate the truth throughout the world that you experience. So once you start experiencing higher states of consciousness, once you start getting cleaner, there's a good chance that you're going to start noticing all the deceptions out here. And that's the price that many people don't want to pay. Many people go on like a juice fast or get into a raw foods diet, and they only go into it for a short period of time because the energy starts getting so intense. But that is energy that is attempting to transmute you. But many of us are so afraid of the symptoms of transmutation that we go back and fall back on the old self, to the lower self, because it's easier to stay in a lulled state where you don't feel anything. And let me tell you, the Matrix has done a great job manipulating the minds and souls of people and desensitizing them. We are a desensitized nation of people that eat way too much, care way too less, and just don't give a fuck about anything other than our jobs, our families, our work environment. Is our car running? Or is the house clean? These are the types of things that people spend their entire lives fretting about, fretting for their medications, fretting for their favorite drinks, fretting for their coffee in the morning, fretting to try to fit in with the system, to fit in with the people who are plugged into the system, who are so lost it would make your head spin. So you have a bunch of people living here on terraformed Earth, trying to fit into the system, accidentally hit the off button. Continuing. We have a bunch of people here who are lost, trying to fit in with a bunch of other lost people who live under the jurisdictions and the mind control of the beast system that has ruined this planet. This is an insane time to be living on Earth, but it's also a very beautiful time to be living here on planet Earth. So, I'm a big fan of using my rational mind, and that seems to be something that many people don't do. So is it that far-fetched to think that the cleaner you get, the more you'll be able to think cleaner? And when you stop consuming all the heavy metals and feeding the parasites, once you start putting natural elements in your body that feed your natural body, doesn't it make sense that by doing these things that you're going to start noticing the corruption out here? And that's the problem. Many people are so inured and so hypnotized by the system that they think the system has their best interest, that the system's looking out for them. This is insane. It's a crazy time to be on Earth, but it's also a very beautiful time to be on Earth. So, I hope that this message, I hope my channel, and I hope the circumstances and the synchronicities that brought you to this video and to this channel can continue to align you with a path that moves you closer to your higher self, because that's your higher self, excuse me. That's exactly what this channel is about. It's about becoming who we were meant to be. We were meant to be Kundalini activated individuals who were enlightened, which had all of our 100 trillion cells plus completely activated. We are a walking solar system. We are a walking universe. We are a giant. We harbor the power of galaxies and star systems and planets. We are so powerful, and we've lost.